Hi everyone and welcome back to a new video on Riyalizations. If you're someone who's joining a B school this year, first of all, my heartiest congratulations, because I know the effort and the dedication it takes to convert and fulfill a dream like this. So congratulations. But I know once the joy and the excitement settles in, the next question and the next feeling is anxiety and your mind is thinking like, how can I prepare well for the next 2 years? What is it that I should do so that I go in all prepared? And I wanted to make a video to answer that exact same question. In this video, I'll be covering some specific as well as universal skills that will make your transition into a B school much more smoother. Please keep in mind that none of this is absolutely necessary, or the goal is not to scare or overwhelm you. But if you have the time, then why not prepare well right now, because once you get in, all of things move very, very fast. So let's get started with point number 1. Get an overview of the basics of the subjects that you're going to be studying in your MBA, especially the ones that are completely new for you. So if you're someone who's coming from a non-commerce or a non-economics background, then it will be very helpful for you to spend some time understanding accounting, finance and financial statements, things like revenue, expenses, liabilities, EBITDA, profit after tax, inflation and the likes. Just understand what these terms mean. You don't need to go into depth of any of these, but the basics. Similarly, if you don't have a very strong mathematics background, then studying the basics of statistics, probability, the different kinds of distribution, normal distribution, chi-square distribution, hypothesis testing, sampling, basic charts and graphs, this will come very, very handy. Nothing very, very specific to recommend here. Just look up these terms and maybe watch 1 or 2 YouTube videos. Even that is something that you will not have the time for once your B school starts. So this could be helpful. Now, for every point that I'm going to be talking about, I will be linking some useful website links or YouTube videos in the description. So I'll not say this point every time, but go check out the description for each and every point. The biggest thing that you learn in an MBA is to understand and break down a problem and then see if there's any framework that you can fit to solve that problem. Why is it that a company is losing money? Is it because of higher expenses or lower revenues? Should a company launch a certain product in a certain market? Why is the market share of a company decreasing? And questions like this, so that you can start understanding the why behind the things. Read about some of the biggest global and Indian companies. Find out the summaries of case studies. I know the exact case studies like Harvard Business Review studies or even Indian B schools case studies may not be freely available, but if you search enough, you will get a lot of summaries of these case studies, and that should be good enough a starting point. Also, there are a lot of very good YouTube channels that break down these studies or create videos on these studies, which can not only be very entertaining, but will get you to will help you understand how to break down things. So for example, let's say you want to buy a laptop. So instead of just going and searching for what is the best laptop, instead you can structure it. Battery, performance, screen, brand, after sales service, your use case, price, and things like that. Next is to get an idea of the case interview process. If you're someone who's preparing for consulting, product management, or general management, then as soon as you enter a B school, you will hear a lot about case interviews. A case interview is basically trying to solve a business problem out loud. And in every step of the way, you are thinking out aloud, you are telling the person in front of you what is it that you're thinking, what are the steps that you're following. Example, you could be given a case that there is a restaurant and its profitability is falling and you have to figure out why. So you go on understanding step by step, what are the revenue sources, what are the costs, and then break down each of these further. There are different types like profitability, market entry, go-to-market, market sizing, guesstimates, and so on. Again, the goal here is not to go on solving 10-20 case studies, but maybe just flipping through or watching a few videos to see what exactly it is. And if you want to prepare for this further, you can check out the case interview course by MBA Circle by Ananta Chhajjar, who is an IIM Ahmedabad alumni. This course has everything you need for MBA placement case interviews, covers all types of cases, detailed frameworks, and also includes practice case walkthroughs by MBB professionals. Adding the link to it in the description and a pinned comment so you can check it out. The next point is to understand what are case competitions. For many of you, case competitions will become a huge part of your MBA life. And soon after entering a B school, you will hear names like Tata Imagination Challenge, HUL Lime, Amazon Ace, and many more. So it's a good idea to start checking out platforms like Unstop to see if there are any case competitions starting from June, July. Again, you will not go ahead and just win your first case competition, but like just getting an idea of it, getting to know what are the kinds of rounds in a case competition, what is it that they ask you, what are the kinds of problem statements, and if you could get your hands on any of the past winning decks. Here again, MBA Circle has a course on case competitions, which I think is very unique because I haven't really seen a course majorly for Indian case competitions. It covers presentations, how to do primary research, perceptual maps, financial analysis, and also includes winning presentation samples and experiences from past winners. All this just to help you get a head start. The next point is learning how to use AI tools intelligently. This is a non-negotiable in 2026. You have to know how to use ChatGPT, Claude, Notebook LLM, and tools like this to make your work faster and better. Learn to build ChatGPT agents or Claude skills for your repetitive tasks. And instead of using it for everything blindly, know what's the best way to use it academically. So you can use it for summarizing cases, you can use it for simplifying different concepts, maybe brainstorm ideas. If you have to structure a presentation, then AI could be a good partner to discuss that. Because remember that if everyone starts to use AI very lazily and without much depth or thought into it, then everyone's output will start to sound very, very generic. And the biggest thing that you're going to a B school for is to build that critical thinking and that judgment. So only use AI to complement, to learn better, and don't just outsource all the thinking. Get comfortable with tools like MS Excel, PowerPoint, Canva, and so on. Learning basic Excel can be very, very useful for your MBA degree because Excel will almost be everywhere in finance courses, in a lot of even operations courses, and of course you could just chat GPT or look up everything later, but knowing basic formulas like if, XLOOKUP, VLOOKUP, matching, pivot tables, that saves you a lot of time. Same goes for PowerPoints. Learn to create simple but very aesthetic decks, because across these 2 years, every single week you will be converting your ideas into slides. Again, the main thing that you need to learn is how to put your thoughts clearly into a presentation. The beautification part, that AI can take care of. MBA Circle also has a course on Excel that you can check out. Of course, there are so many freely available YouTube videos and channels where you can learn Excel for free in complete detail. But the only advantage of this course is that you will have a very structured coursework which only covers the things that you will be needing during your MBA. The next point is to start networking before you need help. I know to a lot of us, networking sounds very fake, but think of it like it's about building genuine connections so that later when you actually need help, you can ask for it, or you could be there for someone if someone needs your help. So reach out to the students you met during the multiple interviews when you were giving them. Reach out to students who will be your future batchmates. You can even reach out to 1 to 5 years of your college alumni who are now working in corporate, but they are not too senior. Find honest similarities and interests, and please don't just reach out with it without an agenda or something very vague. Hi, help me. I can't tell you how angry that makes me when I get such kinds of LinkedIn messages. Instead, ask very specific and nuanced questions. I'm from a certain similar background and I see that you cracked a role like this. What is it that helped you? Or what are the mistakes that you made in term 1 that you would want to warn me against? Something like this. And yes, definitely clean up your LinkedIn profile before you start your MBA. Now, the next point is about all the important soft skills: communication, presentation, grooming, and general confidence. MBA involves a lot of communication, class participation, group presentations, a lot of interviews, and everywhere you're just speaking. So why not work on this skill? Learn how to structure your thoughts before you speak. Learn about cadence, learn about voice tones, and also improve your vocabulary. Here, make sure that you work both on your written as well as your oral communication. Get over your fear of public speaking. Now, how can you do that? Record short videos or speak in discussions. Like at home, also try to see that when you're speaking, you are speaking in a more structured way. Whenever you read something, pause and see if you could just speak out the main points of what you've just read very briefly. Another thing that I want to add in this same point is about grooming. Now, most of you will start living on campuses where you will be surrounded by people everywhere, classrooms, mess, washroom, wherever you go. So it becomes even more important to focus more on the way you're dressing up, presenting yourself, general grooming. Because grooming, when done right, not only shows that you put effort and thought into these things, but if done very, very wrong, it can push away people. The next point is build a habit of reading, and I cannot focus and emphasize on this enough. Once you start your MBA, you are going to be reading a lot. Every single day there will be case reads, there will be slides that you have to read for the next class. In general, if you want to supplement your knowledge on anything, you will have to go on and read about it. So make reading 20 to 30 minutes a day non-negotiable, and don't just read passively. Every time when you read something, after a page or two, stop and ask yourself, what is the main point being discussed? How would I think of it? Do I agree with what is being said or not? This will not only help you in understanding business, but it will also increase the way you show up in class participation. And finally, I have a bonus tip for you. Start noting down things for your master CV and start collecting proofs. So a master CV is nothing but just a plain sheet of paper where you note down everything that you've done in your life, academically and professionally, every single thing, no matter how small. And also start collecting proofs and documents related to these points, certificates, mark sheets, etc. Because a lot of people don't realize, but placement and CV verification starts much before you expect. I understand this may not be possible for you, especially for people who are just finishing their jobs and packing up everything to start B School in June. I get that, but if you have the time, then why not? If you found this helpful, definitely subscribe to Riyalizations so that I can bring you more videos like this. And let me know in the comments if I should make detailed videos on like some of the points that I mentioned and cover them in detail, like more explainer videos on each of these topics. And all the very best. You've covered a very hard part of the journey already. Now take a breath, ease down, you've got this.